Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Well, listen, I want to give you guys a special video today. This is a different video. This is not what I normally will do. Normally you'll be here seeing theories and ideas and news and trailer breakdowns, reviews, discussions, and all that fun stuff. But this is going to be a little bit more of a serious video than normal. And I feel that it's a necessary thing to do because of what I've personally observed. This is not people telling me what they've heard and what they've seen. This is what I've seen with my own eyes since last Thursday, the 13th, when Halloween Ends was initially released on Peacock and theaters. So I want to talk right now to the horror community, and I know that if you're watching this video, you are part of the horror community because the mainstream average movie-going fan does not watch YouTube videos on movies like this. You know, some might. I won't say all, of course. But you and I both know that those who really spend time digging into these films at this level, this is a granular level, right? When we watch our favorite YouTube channels, video breakdowns, that's, because I'm one of them. I'm one of you. I'm one of the diehard, hardcore fans. I want that level of detail and discussion and want to be a part of that hardcore inner community. So I always view it like this. The people that watch my videos, for example, are people that are truly in the horror community. They are not just a horror fan per se. They're diehard, live and die, bleeding horror fans. And so I'm with you guys. That's where I'm the same way. And that's who I want to talk to right now specifically, because I don't think the reason for this video is stemming from the mainstream casual movie fan. But what I'm seeing happen and what I've seen happen since Thursday night when Halloween Ends came out has been nothing less than disappointing for me from the horror community. Now, not all of the horror community, of course. It's not coming from everyone, so let's get that out front. But it seems like it's coming from a significant amount of folks who are, quote, hardcore fans of the Halloween franchise. And what I'm seeing is a lot of I hate to say the word toxicity because it's so overdone and used. I'll say it, toxicity. What I mean by that is divisiveness. I mean, people that are more concerned with standing up and beating their chest on their opinion of a movie than they are for the person they're talking to or the people they're talking to. Where I'm seeing too many instances that we're now putting opinions over people. And guys, that's a terrible thing for us to do. Especially being in the horror community, we all share such a common bond with the genre, a common bond with these films. And I hate to see that for some reason, this movie is being so used as an instrument of divisiveness amongst us that some folks are making the decision to say, you know what? I don't care about the community. I care about what I have to say. And that's more important than anybody else. And that's not the community, guys, that we need to be. We're a community that is understanding. We accept one another. We encourage one another. And what I see is a lot of the opposite happening right now across the whole community of YouTube, especially, and social media. So I'm not specifically saying the Craving Something Scary community as much as I'm saying the overall horror community right now in terms of this movie. And it really needs to just stop. I'm sorry, guys. It needs to stop. Enough is enough. Here's the thing. This is art. This is like subjective material that we're watching in a movie. That is, everyone has their own likes and dislikes. And when you turn a movie on, all of us, when we turn a movie on, we're bringing our own presuppositions. We're bringing our own preset ideas of things we like to see and not like to see, what we hope to see, want to see, all these things. We bring all of our luggage to the movie theater with us. We bring all of our baggage, if you will, to our couches, to our beds, to wherever we watch our movies. We don't watch them in isolation. We watch them with all of our luggage and baggage of wants and dislikes, or likes and dislikes, wants and not wants. So that means these movies are very, very subjective. They're all subjective, not just Halloween. Any movie. Ask 10 people what they thought of any particular movie. You're going to see some similarities. You're going to see some differences. There's going to be a whole mixed bag because this is subjective art. What that means is, if I come to the table and I say, hey guys, I love Halloween Ends, and you come and say, hey, I can't stand Halloween Ends, and then a third person jumps in and says, hey, I like it in the middle. I don't really like it, don't really hate it. It's okay. Guess what? Every single person is correct. They're all right. Because for every person, it's different. The viewing experience is different. Expectations are different. And at the end of the day, guys, no one person's view of a subjective art is right. It's just a matter of preference. And what I'm seeing is that the audience here that really doesn't like this movie are being very loud, and they're coming forth as if this is an objective scenario where it's like the light is red or the light is green. There's no subjectiveness to that. It's either red or it's green. This is not that category. This is subjective. So it can be red for you and it can be green for me at the same time. This movie can be liked and hated at the same time by two different people. And neither person is more right than the other. They're both equally right. And what I see is just too many people in our horror community online, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on YouTube, whatever, name the platform. But what I'm seeing is that people are taking this as an objective thing, and they're wanting to try to call out those who don't agree as being wrong. And that's putting it lightly. Putting in, that I wish it was just being wrong, which still is incorrect. But we're seeing people be questioning, people challenging people's fandom. People being told, you're not a true fan of Halloween if you don't like this movie. Or vice versa. If you like this movie, you're not a true fan of the franchise. Because a true fan would never like this movie. This kind of stuff, guys, is all it does is pull us apart. It doesn't bring us together. And the time needs to stop. I'm telling you right now, it needs to stop. We can do better than this. We are better than this as a horror community. And unfortunately, we are really showing the true ugly side of how we can be in terms of our thinking right now. And it's gotten to the point now of absurdity. We now have a petition on change.org for calling for a Halloween Ends reshoot, guys. I mean, seriously. And there's currently almost 1,800 signatures on this petition. And here we go. Here's what it says. The Halloween Ends was not a fan the fans wanted. Or was not a film the fans wanted, excuse me. This was an origin story, the Corey story. We deserve a movie worthy of Michael Myers and the Halloween franchise. We love this franchise wholeheartedly. And this version of Halloween movie left us sad, mad, disappointed, and infuriated. Please give us a movie that shows us what Halloween is really about. Our apex predator, the king of slasher movies, Michael Myers. This movie gave us a weak, pathetic Michael who needed his mask to survive. This isn't our Michael Myers. Our killer is strong, relentless, and unstoppable. Please right this wrong, we beg of you. First thing, there is one thing this article or this paragraph got correct, for sure. And it's where it says, this isn't our Michael Myers. You're absolutely right. Because you weren't hired to write this movie. This is David Gordon Green and team's Michael Myers. And by the way, I heard no one complaining of the apex predator in Halloween Kills at all. I heard no one complaining about Halloween Kills. Well, all I hear about complaining about, I hear people complaining about the movie, saying that this movie has no storyline, blah, blah, blah. I hear all this stuff. No one's complaining about him there. But here we go. Guys, look, at the end of the day, this is not our Michael Myers. This is the writer's Michael Myers. We didn't write this movie, okay? This person did. Now, it's okay to dislike it. And I'm not saying that everything in this paragraph is completely incorrect, right? There's some things we could take out of there and say, well, there's a point somewhere in all that. Yeah, it's a different Michael Myers, but listen, David Gordon Green told us it was going to be different. This should have been no surprise to any hardcore Halloween fan. I mean, you can go back months ago and see interviews with David Gordon Green, Jamie Lee Curtis, Nick Castle, John Carpenter. Everyone has been screaming from the rooftops in this movie that this is a different movie. It's not a normal Halloween. We've been told it's going to be not the normal fare. All of these things were told to us in advance. So there should be no shock of this being a different movie. All right. Now, again, I'm not just as I say you shouldn't be beating your chest and calling yourself wrong for this. I'm not going to be guilty of the same thing. I'm not going to stand here and tell you should like it. I don't care if you don't like it. It doesn't matter to me. If you don't like the movie, great. If you love it, great. If it's okay, great. I am the same across the board, no matter what your view is. It's correct. So, my point is, we need to just start easing up a little bit, guys. I know there's a lot of passion. There's all kinds of emotion tied into this thing. But remember, guys, we're on the 13th film of a franchise that started in 1978, okay? So the fact that we're getting a Halloween movie at all at this point in time should be celebrated. So, all right, I'm gonna end my rant here. I've gone long enough. I just want to say this, guys. Please, guys, let's do better. Let's be better as a community and bring this nonsense to a close. And look, if you don't like it, it's fine. You don't like it. But you don't have to stand up on a box in the middle of the city and beat your chest with it. We get it. And the same thing is, if you loved it, you don't have to call people out for not liking it. It's fine. Just say, hey, Joe, awesome, man. I'm sorry, I'm glad you loved the movie. It's awesome. Or hey, Joe, I'm sorry you didn't like the movie, man, but I respect that. And then we move on. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about. We move on. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for listening to my rant. I just had to put this out there because it's really starting to bug me. It's really starting to hurt my heart to see this kind of behavior going on in our horror community. It needs to stop. Let's move on. It's only a movie, guys. So in closing, I simply ask that everyone in this horror community, that you can hear my voice right now, that we would begin to put people ahead of our opinions. Because it's only when we start putting people first that we will begin to bring civility and kindness back to our horror community. And we need that so desperately in the day and age that we are living in. Thank you guys for listening.